Raffaele Marciello in the Mercedes on pole position. Patrick Niederhauser in the blue Audi lines up alongside. The lights will go green to get the race underway any second now. And a really good getaway by Marciello, who's about 3 lengths clear of everybody else on the run up towards Paddock. He called them napping. That was a demon start.
And Niederhauser did a good job to get that Audi. And look at the Ferrari almost 4 wheels off the track.
Up towards Druids there. Marciello getting away. There on the outside line is the Ferrari. Pierre-Alexandre Jean goes wide into Druids. Jim Clark nips up the inside and gets ahead of him. And now look at the Ferrari. The white Ferrari on the inside goes up to try to gain a place. And Vanthoor rounds Haase out wide as they come through Graham Hill Bank for the first time. And drama there. Around has gone the number 18 Lamborghini. That is Gerhard Terraza. And he had a bit of help in that.
Yes, and there's the nose of the Audi up against the door of the Lamborghini. But here we are following. So this is on board Jimmy Plough looking at the back. For 32, how did he get through there? So Niederhauser consolidating that second place.
Whoops, sideways Porsches, very nearly getting together there.
The Porsche's got a puncture. I think the right rear has been cut down, probably contact somewhere. That's why everybody's stacked up coming through Hawthorns.
Right, look back there. You can see there the Jim Plough Mercedes, which is running in what, 4th place. Good getaway. But Raffaele Marciello has checked out. Look at this, he's on his own. He's nearly in the next round of the championship. Niederhauser is 2nd, 3rd is Vanthoor, 4th is Plough, and then in 5th place is Haase as they come up towards the line. The dramas for a number of teams on that opening lap, but Marciello's gap is obscene. Well, he comes across the line way clear.
I mean, I don't know whether he jumped the start or whether he just anticipated it better than anybody else. But he left the rest of the field, literally, as you say, standing, and has now got a very comfortable in the opening lap 2-second advantage.
Now there's a replay of the start. Again, Marciello was just so good. 2 or 3 lengths clear as he got to the line. Everybody else having to scrap over 2nd place. But Marciello's first lap on cold tyres, impressive.
Yeah, well, the light literally went out and he was hard on it, and the field behind seemed to be just hesitant in getting as quickly or reacting as quickly as we saw from Marciello. Now that advantage that he got on this opening, look, you can see already he's got maybe half a second of an advantage over Niederhauser as the rest of the field thunders all the way down through Paddock and Ben. Here's the few back from Chris Vanthoor, Audi. The Ferrari is trying to get in, but there's nowhere for it to go. The Ferrari is holding it out, and that was part of what lost the Ferrari some of the ground. Look how wide it gets at the exit of Paddock and Ben.
On board with Chris Froggatt. Stacked up behind him, but he's resisting all of that pressure very nicely.
Is that Mercedes noisier than any other Mercedes, or is just where the microphone in the cockpit is based?
It does sound noisy, you're right. Might be where the microphone is, but it was making a funny noise yesterday, that's for sure.
It is loud.
Chris Froggatt again just gets away because Neubauer has to go on the attack and Umbrecht go on the defensive, coming up towards the line. And actually this is Neubauer's best chance yet, but he's committed to the outside line. He needs the undercut.
Yeah, and I thought Dean McDonald was going to try and slot the McLaren in, get his nose into the inside as they come up. They lob the inside. Well, that is going to be... He's made it work. How there wasn't contact between those two cars. Good driving on the part of Umberescu to avoid that. And you can see within the AWR team, they give it an applause.
And Vanthoor just about now is close enough to think about making a move, but to do it, he's got to be brave.
Where would you do it? Do you think, OK, I'll do it down into clearways, but the gap is remaining constant all the way down the short straight into clearways. Next place going to be up into Paddock Hill Bend. Good exit from Dries Vanthoor. He's got the momentum now, but again, Niederhauser is going to hug the inside of the racetrack, forcing Vanthoor the long way around, and he can only go so far in the entry into Paddock Hill Bend before he's going to get out of it. Niederhauser's consolidated. Now Vanthoor's going to think about going up the inside into Druids, but again, covered off.
He's determined to strike, isn't he, as they come now through the corner. Little clip of the curve by Niederhauser. The car twitches slightly, but Vanthoor not able to take advantage of that. Downhill, Graham Hill Bend, go left. Run wide, over the curb on the outside. The 2 Audis skip back onto the circuit. The margin between them at the start of the lap, 0.146 of a second. Go left, onto the Grand Prix loop. They could not be closer. Neubauer gets past Froggatt, gains another place, goes through, goes 19th.
Cars into the pit lane already.
Absolutely, so it's 1 or 2 of the Silver Cup or Pro-Am entries, but it's Niederhauser as well that comes in. So Patrick Niederhauser and also Jim Plough come in early. Now that's interesting, Niederhauser in as soon as possible to give way to Aurélien Panis. That surprises me. Jim Plough for Gounon is rather more obvious. And just looking at this, the 88 Mercedes has got ahead of the Santalok Audi. So on the pit stops, Jules Gounon there, look, will come out ahead of Aurélien Panis. So that's what I was saying about WRT. They could certainly jump Santalok on the pit stops because the ASP Mercedes has done exactly that. Now the stop from 88 was 43.5 seconds, and from Santalok 52.3. That's a dreadful stop.
That's terrible. I mean, you cannot at this level give away 1 second, let alone 6 seconds.
The doctor will see you now.
Valentino gets to the door, opens it up, assists Petrovic get out. There we go. Now get the seat belts attached, get the shoulder straps across, get the lap belt attached. That is also incorporating the crutch strap. Petrovic might have now tightened the shoulder straps, Valentino. You can't do it when you're driving down the pit lane.
But you see how well drilled that stop was. And the car is waved away.
Petrovic, he was unhappy because they lost maybe up to 2 seconds, but certainly 1 second by not being quite on the ball, getting the car rolling.
And is that the leader in? It is. Raffaele Marciello then arrives with Timo Boguslavski set to take over. Well, Rossi has caught the GSM Nova Marine Lamborghini, which should get out of the way. And it holds its line. The blue light flashes on the bridge, so Valentino round the outside, puts a lap on to Toulouse and goes through.
And more importantly, he's now got a car between himself and the pursuing 3 cars. Again, he got cleanly through at an important part of the racetrack, didn't lose any momentum. When the other 3 catch up, it'll be partly where they catch. And they are battling amongst themselves, so their focus will be on taking advantage of each other, at the same time not putting themselves in a disadvantaged position.
So there, down towards Hawthorns, goes the second-placed Audi. And Charles Weerts turns through Hawthorns. There is Jules Gounon hunting him down. This is Gounon's view. Heads towards Westfield now, turns right, rattles the curb. He's creeping up onto the back. The gap 1.6 seconds. But you can sense the frustration from Weerts because he's on the limit, but he just can't do anything about Boguslavski. He's not even eating into it. The gap's going up. And that is Patrick Krupinski leading still in Pro-Am, but almost undoing Christian Kleen's good work there by running way wide at Paddock Hill Bend. But he's back on the racetrack. Some big drama there for Jean-Baptiste Simonard at Druids. He's had a lose. He gets back into the race, but that's cost him a fair few places. How did he do it? Let's see.
Was that on his own, or was there an assist? There was. No, there was an assist indeed. There was. Thomas Drouet in the Mercedes clobbered into the rear of the Audi.
That is Rossi. He is still in 8th. But behind him is Thomas Drouet, and we saw how aggressive he can be up at Druids a few laps ago.
So Valentino will be looking in his mirrors, keeping an eye on the road ahead. He's got a clear road ahead, so his focus is now very much on the Mercedes running behind, and then Nicolas Schul in the 99 Audi directly behind the Mercedes. So under pressure for a top 10 finish for the 46 Audi here this afternoon.
Now this is looking back for Weerts. That is still Jules Gounon. Menacingly close behind, but Jules is just not quite able to get there behind him.
You can catch, and then he gets into that sort of wash, that dirty air from the back of the Audi, and that sort of plateaus out the attack that Gounon has been planning all the way through. Takes a lot of curb on the inside coming into Sheen. That gave a marginal advantage to close down the back of the Audi. Wants to get again as close as possible between now and the entry into clearways. Of course, they've still got those 3 back markers to deal with. So Gounon ought to be fractionally closer when they come across the start-finish line.
So there they are. Giorgio Roda goes through ahead of Miguel Ramos, ahead of Hugo Delacour. The leader has picked his way through, but unwittingly these back markers might change the situation for second place, because if you encounter one at exactly the wrong moment, that might give an opportunity to the car behind. Let's see. Gounon is closer than ever before now. Charles Weerts is going to try and time this absolutely right. Boguslavski is away and gone up the road though.
He's clear, he's got no pressure whatsoever. There is our race leader.
And soon to be race winner, Timo Boguslavski carrying on Raffaele Marciello's good work. Here they come after mechanical maladies scuppered potential wins last year. This has been an absolutely perfect day, certainly as far as race 2 is concerned. The car then now comes down towards Clearways and Clark Curve. We're looking back from the Charles Weerts Audi. We'll come back to it in a moment, because first of all there's a checkered flag at the ready. There's an Akkodis ASP win for Timo Boguslavski and Raffaele Marciello, who win at Brands Hatch. Here is second and third. They're together in the traffic, but Charles Weerts has just done enough. He is second, Jules Gounon is third, and the margin was 0.273 of a second, but Raffaele Marciello is delighted. And Dries van Thor has to at least accept second place and the points, which are going to be crucial during the year. And they're finishing in 8th place, Valentino Rossi. And 8th in this company is certainly no disgrace.
I think he'd be very, very happy indeed. You can see giving his love to the TV viewers, to the fans around the racetrack.
Timo Bogoslavsky and Raffaele Marciello win a Brands Hatch from Charles Wirtz and Dries van Thor, with Jules Gounod and Jim Clark taking third. Good result for fourth, Simon Gachet and Christopher Halser ahead of the race one winners, Ulysse Lepel and Pierre-Alexandre Grosjean. Sixth, Aurélien Panis and Patrick Niederhauser. The second of the silvers, Thomas Drouet and Casper Stevenson. Ninth, and the third of them, Nicolas Schurl and Alex Arca, 10th overall. Well, there, Raffaele and Timo Bogoslavsky, they received their trophies, and now there'll be a big smile, I'm sure. And last but not least, Raffaele it is who gets the trophy, and a very happy man he is too. Well, there the celebrations continue as Timo Bogoslavsky and Raffaele Marciello can reflect on a great drive. We've had two really interesting races to kick off our Fanatec GT Sprint Cup season, and we look forward to more of the same in 2 weeks' time from Magny-Cours.